I'd estimate approximately half of the questions that we get into Workshop Bank are along these lines, or along this kind of a theme. Hi, I have a workshop coming up with 20 medical professionals. Could you recommend me an activity to run with them, or a series of activities to run with them? Or something like, I'm getting together 50 financial analysts next week. Again, could you recommend me an activity or a sequence of activities to run with them? And I always answer the same thing. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on the who rather than the what. It doesn't matter who they are. It matters what you're looking to achieve with them. Unless this is a lecture situation where you're standing up and you're just talking to the audience about the subject that they're interested in, then that's different. But if you're looking to run a workshop, then you need to focus, you need to forget about the who and focus on the what. What is it that you're looking to achieve with them? Because until you get that part, you can't create an engaging workshop to help achieve what you're looking to achieve. So I thought I'd put together a little video for you just to show you the process that I go through with my clients, and I have done over the last 15 years with tens of thousands of participants, hundreds of workshops, hundreds of events, and this works. This works for me. I will never change this process. So hopefully, if you're looking to run high impact, engaging events and workshops, then hopefully some of this could help. Let's get into it. I've got 5 tips to take you through. The first one is define your objectives up front. And as I was just saying, what are you looking to achieve in this event? What are you looking to achieve in your workshop? What does good look like at the end of that workshop? And it doesn't have to just be, in fact, it's better if it's not, it doesn't have to just be you thinking about this. You could get together 2 or 3 of the participants that are going to be in your meeting or be in your workshop and ask them, what is it that they would like to achieve? If you're the facilitator, what is it that they would like to achieve by the end? What will good look and feel like to them by the end? And then once those objectives come out, make sure you reword those objectives to make them smart. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay? Number 2 is when you're thinking about the activities, and obviously we have a huge range of activities on the Workshop Bank website. When you're thinking about the activities that you want to run with your participants, only pick activities that are going to meet those objectives. Don't pick up fillers. Especially in the icebreaker phase, if you're going to run an icebreaker at the beginning, don't pick just a random icebreaker. Pick an icebreaker that is linked in some way to the objectives that you're looking to achieve. Because all your activities throughout your workshop should all point towards the end point. And most importantly, it should be obvious for your participants too. Don't keep it a secret. They need to understand why they're doing each and everything you're asking them to do. Otherwise they'll get confused. Otherwise they'll start looking at each other going, does this guy or girl really know what they're talking about? Why are we doing this? This doesn't feel relevant. And you don't want that, because then you start losing the room. Number 3 is try and make activity outputs become inputs. And what I mean by that is, if you've got a sequence of 3 activities, bang, 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 running in a half-day event, make sure that the outputs from the first activity feed in as inputs into the second activity, and then the outputs from the second activity feed into as the inputs for the third activity. That way, you're going to preserve this kind of golden thread through your workshop. And I talk about this golden thread, so there should be an obvious direction of travel going through your workshop that not only you but the participants can see too. And as you travel down that golden thread, there's just absolutely no way that you don't hit your objectives unless you stray from them. And make sure your participants can see the why, the what, and the how. So, why are they doing each thing? What are they doing in each activity? And how are they supposed to do it? Make sure they fully understand all three of those aspects. The fourth tip is, and I see this so much, don't try and pack too much in. Don't try and fill up a day with 6 or 7 activities and have really tight time frames between them, half an hour for activity 1 and 45 minutes for activity 2. They all overrun. It takes time to move from one activity to the other. And so often I've seen events, and I think it's such a shame, so often I've seen events have to drop 1 or 2 activities at the end of the day because they're just not going to get finished. And that just means you don't meet your objectives, because you're going to need those activities at the end to wrap it all up and make it all feel and make sense. So don't try and pack too much in. I would suggest actually no more than 4 activities in a day, and allow for plenty of space between each activity to have breaks, and maybe even breaks in the middle of the activities as well. This is the kind of open space ethos where the best conversations actually happen away from the workshop theatre. So if you don't try and pack too much in, and you allow for plenty of breaks, then you're gonna make sure you achieve you hit all your activities and achieve your objectives. But also the participants are going to have plenty of time and space to talk to each other and discuss more about the subject matter on hand and what you're looking to achieve. So allow plenty of space, spare space and time, and also remember as a facilitator, you're not the star. They are. You're here to serve them, and if they have a great time, if they achieve their objectives, then you achieve yours. And that's the only important thing from my perspective. If they achieve their objectives, then I achieve mine. And then last but not least, number 5, fully prepare your participants. Once you've created your workshop design, that's not it. You've got to drive up until the event date to prepare your participants for the day, or for the half day, or for the meeting that they're going to be having with you. Don't leave anything to chance. And what you're really looking for them is for them to arrive raring to go. The worst thing for you as a facilitator is for people to arrive and they're a little bit unsure about why they're there, or whether they should be there, or whether this is going to be a complete waste of time. All of those questions should have been answered in their heads before they arrive. So they arrive going, right, come on, let's get on it. I can't wait for this day. It's going to be, the objectives are exactly what I'm looking to achieve. So let's get started. And that way you don't waste any time at the beginning just trying to explain what it is you're looking to achieve during the day, because they already know. So there you go. They are the top 5 tips and tricks that I've found to be most important when designing any event, workshop, or even just a meeting. You get these 5 things right, and you are set up for success. But I also do realise that it is daunting to get these 5 things right. Maybe you need a little bit more support. So I've created a pack of resources to help you achieve each of those 5. That is basically your shortcut for creating and delivering high impact events and workshops. And it's called Event Plan Secrets. The objective of Event Plan Secrets is to simplify, shorten, and optimize your event creation process. And it's not just big events with 100, 150 people. This works for workshops between 20 and 30 people, but also down to small meetings, 5 or 6 people. What is it? It's 54 detailed event plans targeting the most common objectives that I've found. So all of these event plans, and by event plans I just mean a sequence of between 2 and 4 different activities that when put together, they all preserve that golden thread through your workshop to achieve the objectives that you defined at the beginning. But all of these event plans have some common aspects to them. They all increase motivation, so the people in there will leave your event or workshop feeling more motivated than they were at the start, more positive. They strengthen relationships between the people there, so they're great team builders. The people, because all of these events and workshops are combinations of activities where the people are doing real work together, and by doing real work in a new and innovative way, it will strengthen the relationships between them because they're having different conversations than they might have on a daily basis. And yeah, they produce real tangible results. This is not team building for team building's sake. These are achieving hard, smart objectives that are the most common out there. So these are the 8 categories that you'll find in Event Plan Secrets. So there's 6 events all based around solving problems. There's 6 events all around generating new ideas, generating creative ideas. There's 6 different events focused on improving team results or work unit results or department results. There's 6 on about resolving conflict. There's conflict between either units, departments, or between individuals. There are 6 different events to help smooth out those conflicts, so people go away in a more positive frame of mind. There's 6 around strengthening collaboration, and again, it's not just collaboration between individuals, but also between wider teams and even companies. If your audience are multiple companies that need to work together better, then these 6 events will definitely help. 6 events around influencing stakeholders. So maybe there's a disagreement between management and the workforce about how to progress things. Well, get those 2 groups of people in the room, run one of these 6 events with them, and they will all come out singing from the same hymn sheet. 6 events around developing new strategies, and 6 events around just achieving broad consensus, which is similar to influencing stakeholders. But again, if you're right at the start of, say, a project or a change agenda, and there isn't a broad consensus about what the way forward should be, then these 6 events are excellent at bringing people together, allowing the space and time for them to have a really strong, healthy, and sometimes disagreeable discussion, but they'll come out having aired their opinion and be able to hopefully share some common understanding. So within each of those 54 events, so the 54 events, there are some 2 to 3 hour workshops, there are some half-day workshops, and then there are some full-day workshops. If you have a multi-day event, you could easily combine 2 or 3 of the full-day workshops, or throw in a few of the half-day events, and to form larger overall event packages. So they're very interchangeable. So the 54 for each of these events, you get a 2-page cheat sheet for you as the facilitator and your facilitator team to print off. It's double-sided. That's just a piece of paper you can carry around with all the key information about the process and the objectives you're looking to achieve and the timings and all of that stuff. It's all on one piece of paper that you can carry around, so you don't have to keep referring back to your computer all the time to see what's next. There's a planning template, so a Word document where you, with your facilitation team or with your wider stakeholder group or sponsorship group, you plan out in excruciating detail, fine detail maybe, exactly what you should be doing at what time and who is responsible for what, so there is no misunderstandings. When you get in on the day, everyone is extremely clear about what their role is. You get all the slides, And these are just the visual elements. So if you have some screens up in your event and you want to support an activity by showing them the process on the screen, then all of the slides are there, and they have the Workshop Bank logo removed as well. And coming soon, I've done one video so far, which you'll be able to see on the page below. But I'm creating a video using this whiteboard here about each of those events to try and kind of bring them to life a bit more. So you've got an easily digestible way of seeing whether an event is going to meet the objectives that you're looking for. So that's the 54 different event plans, and at the moment there are also 3 bonuses as well that you get access to. So I'm going to give you my detailed process on how I go about defining objectives. So ticking this number 1 up here. Now that's not. I use a particular process called Think, Feel, Say, Do that actually isn't on Workshop Bank at the moment. I might add it at some point, but I haven't had the time to add it yet. But I have included it in Event Plan Secrets, and it's an excellent visioning exercise to help get you and your team, if you've got some of the participants together in a pre-workshop to define exactly what objectives you're looking to achieve, then run this process with them, and out will pop your SMART objectives at the end to allow you to go into the design phase really smoothly. Number 2, the second bonus, is how to prepare your participants masterclass. So basically this is like a marketing 101 for events and workshops. So once you've got the design sorted, what do you do next to make sure all your participants are fully prepared so they come into the room, they come into your workshop raring to go and raring to hit the ground running. And then number 3, tailored and unlimited support from both myself and my team. Once you become a customer of ours, and I hope previous customers said the same thing, when you ask us a question, you get priority support, and normally the same day you will get an answer back from either me or one of my team. And included in this is so if you've got a question about is event number 18 going to meet my objectives? My objectives are such and such. Then I can work with you and help maybe refine event 18 to meet your objectives, or just give you the thumbs up, give you the confidence to plough forward and use that design. So I hope the tips help, and I hope this my big shortcut pack of resources that I prepared for you. And this isn't stuff that I've just kind of made up. This is stuff that I use myself. This is stuff that I've built up over the last 15 years, and it's only really now that I've had the space and time to kind of package it together in a product for you guys to take, so you can every time you can hit every 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please use the comments section below, or send me an email, or use the chat in the bottom corner. And looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Thanks very much.